What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today is a no judgment day. We're not judging. I'm reorganizing. I'm decluttering. I don't know why I did this to myself. I wasn't planning to, but then I did the eyeshadow declutter, so I had like stacks of eyeshadows everywhere. And then I realized everything was dusty as hell, and everything was just kind of like crowded up because I didn't want to put anything away because I knew I'd been just like shoving shit in drawers. I don't know. But what better time than a quarantine to get some shit done? So I have been cleaning the hell out of my house and decluttering and going through shit, and even more so than like I usually do, and it's going really well, I will say. So today we're gonna do my face palettes. Here's the thing. I have two Alex drawers. My drawers behind me, by the way, this is where I keep all my shit. This and the cubbies, people were asking before. I have a video on it. I'll link that down below. It's an old video. Maybe I'll film a new one. Let me know down below if you guys want a new like makeup room, makeup collection tour. Preferably filmed better than the last time because that one was just awful. But let me know if you want one. Anyways, so I was going through everything and I'm cleaning everything up, right? Because a lot of my makeup, because I use it so frequently, is dirty. Like just dirty. So I'm cleaning everything up. I'm actually like cleaning out the drawers, and I'm doing this among my whole house. I did my kitchen yesterday. Ew, but it's clean now. Yay me. So I'm cleaning out my drawers. I have two drawers of face palettes, but like neither one of them are like full, you know? So I'm cleaning them out, and I realized like this is quite a few face palettes, so maybe I should declutter them. And I am going through and like I'm testing everything. I'm decluttering a few things that I've been posting about on Instagram. Like I have like a little pile of things I'm decluttering over here that are just old, you know, or I don't need for whatever reason. But I was going through my face palettes, I counted them up, and I realized I have 82. I don't know how that happened. So we're gonna go through them today because a lot of them I don't like. I don't know why I still have them. We're gonna go through them. We're gonna declutter them. All right. I laid them all out in order of the alphabet. I don't know why, but we're gonna go ahead and go through these. So make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you'd like to see more of me. And also, I will leave the eyeshadow palette declutter that I just did. It was Cutthroat, man. I got rid of like over 60 eyeshadow palettes. I don't know how cutthroat this one's gonna be. I'm gonna try. I do have a palette weakness. And I do really like face palettes as opposed to like individual products. So I don't know why I have so many individual products either. We're learning. I really am. Like I'm taking this time to really look into the things that I like using, the things that I actually enjoy using, because I do my makeup via a random number generator, which means that I don't pick out my own makeup. A spreadsheet and Google does it for me. But in doing so, I'm really realizing a lot about like what I actually enjoy using. And I'm seeing that I'm becoming pickier. So I don't know what that means for the future of my makeup collection or for like subscription boxes and shit. I will say though, I'm not even getting into it right now. I'll talk about that all. Like let me know if you want a video about my learning and my thinking on makeup collection and makeup collecting and things like that. Let me know if you want a video on that. We're gonna jump into this though, because otherwise we won't be here all day. We're gonna start with the Alamar Cosmetics Colorette Blush Trio. This has 3 beautiful blushes in it. I actually really like this. The shades are beautiful, and they're very light and like springy, and they are orange, like at least this middle one is. But I actually really like this palette, and this one I'm gonna hang on to. This came from a BoxyCharm. I'm gonna keep that one though. Anastasia Beverly Hills palettes. I've got a bunch of her highlight palettes. This is the Aurora Glow Kit. Here's the thing. I have the collector's mentality, as you all know, and I do like these shades, because even like the super sparkly ones, or the like the odd colors, they're like light enough to make work, and I do like those for certain looks. So this one, I think I'm gonna hang on to. I also have 2 Moonchild. How this happened, I don't know. But I like those shades, and this has a lot more of like the workable shades. So I've got 2 of them. I'm gonna get rid of one, and then I'm gonna keep the other one because I obviously don't need 2. This is the Sun Dipped Glow Kit. Here's the thing though, a lot of these I feel like are too dark for me. Like that one I might be able to make work. This, the bronzed shade, is like ridiculously too dark for me. I do like the rest of it though, but I have Sun Dipped, and then I have the Ultimate Glow Kit. And these are both very similar, except the Ultimate Glow Kit has more that like I can use for my skin tone, I feel like, because I can use White Sand, and I can use Golden Dawn, and I can use Sunray, and there's nothing quite as deep as this bronze shade. So I'm going to pass along the Sun Dipped palette, and I'm going to keep the Ultimate Glow. Moving on, I've got the Balm. So for me, what I consider face palettes is any palette that has face products in it. So this is the Balm Alternative Rock. And as you can see, it does have some eyeshadows in it. So there are palettes in here that have eyeshadows in them. If you've got face products, I consider you a face palette because I typically pick out face palettes first. So if my random number generator comes up, says I need a face palette, and it picks out a face palette with eyeshadows, that's what I'm going to use as my eyeshadow palette for the week as well, if that makes sense. Anyways, this one I actually just got. I got it in an Ipsy. I really like it. I am going to keep this one. I have not gotten to use it very often. The Auto Balm Girl Powder Cheeks on the Go. So I like this one enough. I don't like the packaging. I don't like the pan size. I don't like it enough to keep it, I guess. So that one's going to get passed along. This is the Balm Jovi Rockstar palette. You guys, I used to love this one so much. I don't know. It's so dark. As much as I like the concept of it, I love the shade names. I love how cute it is. I never reach for it. I don't. And when it comes up, I don't get excited. Like if it comes up in the random number generator, I don't get excited to use it. So I think it's time for this one to go. This is the Balm Highlight and Contour. I just did a video on my top 10 face palettes and this is one of them. So I'm definitely going to keep this. Like I love this palette so much. I'll link that video down below if you're interested in it. This palette was also in it. This is the Balm, the Manizer Sisters. This little cute little trio, so I'm going to keep this too. And then this is the Balm in the Balm of Your Hand Volume 2. This was from an Ipsy bag, and this one I love. It's got the classic Balm products. It's got eyeshadows from 5 different palettes, and I actually like the eyeshadows in here. And then it's got 3 of their most popular blushes, and then it's got the bronzer. It's got the bronzer. I actually have this blush in the full size, so I could probably get rid of it if I'm going to keep this palette. That's good to know. I'll have to remember that. But I am going to keep this palette because I love it. Okay, now we have a pile of just random ones. This is the Basic Beauty Glowy AF Wet Glow. So this came from a subscription box, and I really like this one. Like, it's so pretty. It's got such beautiful shades in it. This one I'm going to keep. This is the Becca and Chrissy Teigen, the Glow Face Palette. These shades are too dark for me. Like, obviously, I've used it quite a bit. More, like, typically in project pans is when I've used this, and I don't love it, and I'm gonna pass that one along. This is the Betty Boop Cheek to Cheek Blush Palette from Ipsy. It actually is really pretty, but it doesn't get me excited. It's one of those private label things. I don't know. I'm gonna pass that one along. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Film Star Bronze and Blush Glow. This one I really like. It's very pretty, and it works well for my skin tone, so that one I'm gonna keep. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Instant Look in a Palette 5-Minute Face on the Go in Smoky Eye Beauty. I'm torn on this one. It's not something that I normally reach for, but I do use it when I'm in a hurry because it's very simple and I like that, like when I'm in a hurry. So I'm going to keep this for now. Yes. The ColourPop Dream Sequence Super Shock Highlighter Palette. I freaking love this thing. It's so beautiful. Oh my god, I'm keeping this one. A lot of my face palettes are highlighter palettes, in case you haven't noticed, which I don't know why. I just have a weird highlighter obsession. This is the Cover FX Gold Bar Highlighting Palette. I gotta keep that, you guys. I have to. It's so pretty. Let me swatch it. Oh, I gotta keep that. I'm gonna keep that one. And then I have the Cover FX Perfect Your Face Palette in Light Medium. This one... Do you see what I mean when I say I have to clean these? Because they're so, like, just dingy. Oh my god. So this one I am going to keep. This was also in the my top 10 face palettes, so I'm definitely keeping that one. The Fenty Beauty, the Kilowatt Foil Freestyle Highlighter Palette. As weird as this one is, I cannot pass it along. I don't know why. I have such a weird, I don't know. Oh, I'm keeping that one. I can't wear that as a highlight. Honestly, here's the thing. I love this palette. I really do. It's got some beautiful shades in it. But I can't wear this. Like, I can't wear most of these shades as traditional highlight. And I've got some colored ones. I do, and it's great. And I'm not knocking this. I love this palette. I have spoken nothing but highly of this palette. I just don't typically use the crazier colors as much as I thought I would. Because typically, if I'm going to use the crazy colored highlights, I reach for, like, the Anastasia Moonchild or something along those lines. So this just... It's going to break my heart, but I'm going to pass it along because I don't use it enough to justify keeping it. And I've got to be real with myself. I love this palette, I really do, but I just don't use it enough. So we're going to pass it along. That, I think, was the hardest thing that I've done so far. Oh my god, okay. This is the Fiona Styles Light Illusion Prism Palette. Fiona Styles used to be sold at Sephora, I think. Either Sephora or Ulta, one of the two. They no longer carry it. I really like this palette though. It works for my skin tone. I'm going to keep that one. The Hourglass Ambient Lighting Palette. I mean, I'm keeping that one. If you have not tried Hourglass powder products, you absolutely need to. They are incredible. Huda Beauty 3D Highlighter Palette. This is the Pink Sands edition. I got this in a subscription box. I freaking love it. They're so beautiful. My only issue is that it is cream and powder, so it's not perfect together, but I'm gonna keep it because as of right now, it's not a problem. And I really like it. I have a couple of Jeffree Star highlight palettes. This is the Brain Freeze Skin Frost Pro Palette. I mean, I really don't know, you guys. Look at that. What is that? What is that? But look at Freeze Tag and Cold Shoulder. Oh, they're gorgeous. I'm running out of fingers here. Okay, so this palette is pretty new to me. And I think because of that, I'm gonna hang on to it for a little bit longer. And I haven't gotten to like play around with it. And some of these shades are a bit more than what I would normally wear, but some of them aren't. And I don't know if there's enough in here to quantify keeping it. So I'm gonna hang on to it for right now. And then I also have the Platinum Ice Skin Frost palette. I'm keeping this one because these are my kind of shades. Thank you. Okay, we have the Juvia's Place Saharan Blush Volume 2. This one my kids got into, but these shades are also really dark, so they're harder to work with on my skin tone. Like I can kind of make them work, but I have to really blend them out and I have to really like diffuse them almost. And it really is difficult to work with, and they're all scratched out and shit. So we're gonna go ahead and pass that one along. The Laura Geller Life Goes On Illuminator Palette. I love these highlighters from Laura Geller. I've got a bunch of them in the single form. I'm gonna keep that. The Laura Sanchez Moods palette. This came in an Ipsy, I think. And this is mainly eyeshadows. It's a couple of highlighters. I actually do like this, but I've got a ton of eyeshadows that are rainbow shades already. Like I've got so many palettes that look like this. I don't like these enough. These aren't like unique enough to justify keeping the entire palette. And as much as, oh, I love that packaging, I'm gonna go ahead and pass that one along. Lime Crime Highlight Opals. That is broken. Okay. Well, I mean, and these aren't really super, like these, I've got these shades in a bunch of other palettes anyways, so we're gonna go ahead and pass that one along. That was easy. And then this is the Lorac Dance Till Dawn Eye and Cheek palette. I like Lorac, don't get me wrong. Their shadows are really good quality, they really are. It's just like the Bare Minerals for me. If you guys have watched my old declutter series, I'll leave the entire playlist link down below, but like I did this whole series in 2009 and I got rid of a bunch of Bare Minerals like lipsticks and liquid lipsticks and lip glosses because even though they were good quality, they bored me. Like the packaging was boring. I don't know, they just didn't excite me and I never wanted to use them. And it's kind of the same with Lorac stuff. I think for eyeshadows I ended up keeping a couple of Lorac palettes but not a whole lot, and this I'm gonna go ahead and pass this one along because I just don't like it enough, if that makes sense. I do have more Lorac palettes though. This is the Lorac Pro Contour palette. This one I do like. It's filthy, but this is a great basic contour palette, so I'm going to hang on to this one. And then I also have the Pro To Go by Lorac. Like, it's called a cheek palette. So you've got like very basic eyeshadows and then a bronzer and then 2 blushes. I think I'm gonna go ahead and pass this one along. I don't love the packaging of this. It's very confusing with the click clack and the click clack, and I don't know. I'm just gonna go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and pass that one along. And then last Lorac, I have the Unzipped Cheek palette, which is just 4 blushes. Honestly, meh. I don't love them. I'm gonna pass that one along. This is the Lovecraft Beauty blush palette. I got this in a subscription box. I actually really like these shades. I do. And I know like they are kind of boring. I just swatched the same blush with 2 fingers. They are kind of boring, but they're good basic shades that I would use for blushes. So this one I am going to keep. This is the Marc Jacobs Object of Desire palette. This thing is so big and bulky and I freaking hate that, but I love the palette itself. And this is what it looks like. I've used the crap out of mine. Here's the thing though, I really do like these eye shades, but I have all the shades in other palettes. I'm never really drawn to this one. I love this highlight, obviously, if you can see. But this palette, I think I'm gonna go ahead and pass along. The Milani Rose Powder Blush Trio, I'm gonna keep this. I love these blushes. I talked about this in my top 10 face palettes as well, which like I said, I'll have linked below, but I love this palette. The Morphe Blush Palette, this is 8C Cool Pro. I like these. I'm trying, I I actually looked at this one earlier and this is what prompted me to do this. I love the top row. I don't know if I love the bottom row. I like Driven, like that's a really pretty blush, but then you get into Drama and Queen. Ooh, I actually do like those. And Ego. All right, I'm gonna keep this. We're gonna keep that one. This is the Morphe Highlight and Contour Palette in 8L Lo-Fi. Oh, hello. I like this one. It's got a bunch of basic shades. I think I just got this, and I want to say I got it in a subscription box. So I haven't got a chance to play around with it a whole lot, but I am going to keep this one for now. Natasha Denona palettes. This is the Bloom Blush and Glow palette. I'm keeping this. I freaking love this palette. It's so beautiful. And then the Bronze and Glow Mini. It's a little duo. I'm keeping it. Thank you. And then we have the Sculpt and Glow, which is just, it's massive, and I love it. You've got the cream products up here, and just like in the Bloom palette, they're covered by like plastic, and then you've got the powder products down here, and I love it. I'm keeping that one. The NYX Strobe of Genius highlight palette. This palette has the worst kickback. I hit pan in this huge ass highlighter shade in like a week because there's so much kickback, and I cannot stand it, and I hate it. I'm gonna pass it along. And then I also have the Sweet Cheeks blush. Honestly, this looks a lot like the Morphe one to me. Like, not identical, obviously, but similar enough. I like the packaging of the Morphe better, and I like the quality of Morphe better. So I'm going to pass along the NYX. I'm going to keep the Morphe. I've got some Ofra. This is the Ofra Signature Glow palette. I'm keeping this. Look at those highlights. And then this is the Madison Miller little trio. I'm keeping this. I love these shades. They're so pretty. I'm like making everything dirtier. But like I said, I'm going to go through and clean everything once I'm done filming this. Like literally what I'm doing next is cleaning everything. This is the Pure Midnight Masquerade face palette. You've got a couple of face products and then some eyeshadows. I'm going to pass this one along. I don't get excited by it, like whatsoever. And then you've got the Real Her Be Fearless, Be Limitless blush kit. Honestly, I have used this before and I do kind of like it. I keep the plastic over it because they're like domed. However, Real Her as a brand doesn't normally get me excited because I don't love the quality of the products. So I'm going to pass that one along. I have some Sephora palettes. I don't even think that they make these anymore. I no longer shop at Sephora and I don't know if they have these palettes, but I don't think that they do. This is the blush palette. The pans are massive. But I actually really like it. It's very beautiful. And then this is the contour palette. Once again, just a really great basic contour palette. And then this is the luminizing palette. Just really great basic. Like, and I really like these palettes. I don't use them as much as I want to, but they're really good, solid products. And since I don't shop at Sephora anymore, I can't get them anymore. And like I said, I don't even think that they make these anymore, so I'm going to keep these for now. We have the Serafine Botanicals Happy Hibiscus. This is the 99% natural blush palette. This came in a subscription box. These are what the blushes look like. I like these. I don't know if I would use these as like blushes though. Well, that one's a blush, obviously, but then you've got this beautiful highlight. Okay, I'm gonna keep this one. This is new to me. I think I just got it like last month or the month before, so I haven't gotten a chance to play around with it, but I'm gonna keep that. The Sigma Chroma Glow. This is the Shimmer and Highlight palette. I got this in a subscription box as well. And these are nice, but this is like almost like a repeat of the Anastasia Beverly Hills and the Jeffree Star palettes. So this one I'm gonna go ahead and pass along because I like the formula of Anastasia and Jeffree better. Like I already know that I like those formulas, so we're gonna pass those along. These are sleek highlighting palettes. This one is Cleopatra's Kiss. You've got a couple powders and a couple of creams in there. They're really nice. This one is Solstice. Okay, like they are really pretty. They just don't make me excited. I don't know. I think I'm gonna pass both of those along. The Smashbox. Oh, okay, I've got a lot of Smashbox palettes. This is the Cali Contour palette. I really like this one. I really do. So I'm gonna keep that one because that one makes me super excited. This is the regular 3-pan. This is like the step-by-step contour palette by Smashbox. I'm keeping this one. I love it. This is one of my top 10. And then, oh my God, this is these big ass palettes. This is the Holidays Contour and Spotlight palette. But genuinely, like, I would use every shade in here. So I'm going to keep this one. I love the packaging. I'm keeping it. And then this is the LA Lights Contour Blush and Highlight palette. I really like this one too, you guys. I really do. And I would use it. I know I would. Like, look at this highlight. Look at this bronzer. Oh my God. Okay, I'm going to keep both of these. This is actually the last Smashbox palette. I have a lot of Tarte palettes. Maybe that's what I was thinking of. I don't know. This is the Smashbox, the Cosmic Celebration Planetary Cheek palette. This, I believe, came out for the holiday. Look at that. Oh, I have not gotten to play around with this very much, and I need to. I cannot pass this up right now. I need to use that more. This is the Suva Beauty Artisan palette. Honestly, I really like this palette. I got this from a subscription box. I really love it. And this is my issue with subscription boxes, right? I am passing along a few palettes here and there that I got in subscription boxes, but the vast majority of them I'm keeping. And it was the same with eyeshadows, right? Most of the eyeshadow palettes that I ended up passing along were ones that I had purchased myself. And this is why I like subscription boxes, because they really opened me up. Like, I would have never purchased this myself, but I'm obsessed with it and I think it's so beautiful and I really want to play around with it more. So I'm going to keep it. But like, this is why I have an issue with getting rid of subscription boxes, because yes, it is hit or miss, but realistically you only need like 2 or 3 products in each box to make the box price worthwhile to you. And I typically end up enjoying 90% of the boxes. So like I said, I can make it a separate video talking about that if you'd like, but let's keep going. This is the Tarte, the Adeline Morin palette. I purchased this. This was a total impulse buy for me. I don't know. I really honestly don't know how I feel about it. I really do like it though. Like, I like the packaging and the shades are really pretty. I'm gonna hang on to this for right now because I want to try it some more. Okay. Now we're moving on to Tarte stuff. Do y'all remember this book? This cute little composition notebook thing. This is the Amazonian Clay blush palette. It's got so many Amazonian clay blushes. I really like this one though, because I don't love the layout or like the packaging, and I don't like this right here, but I like the shades in it, and so I think I'm gonna keep this one. The Tarte, this is the Hamptons Weekender contour palette. Honestly, I got this from a subscription box and I freaking love it. The shades are so beautiful and I'm gonna keep this one. The Tarte Park Ave Princess, I got this from a BoxyCharm. I'm gonna keep this one. I really like, I don't know what I'm gonna do with this shade right here or this shade, but these 4 shades speak to me. And I might end up finding a use for those too. I don't know, but I'm gonna keep this one for right now. This is the Tarte Tartiste Clay Blush Palette. Now here's the thing. Okay, so let's move these out of the way because I'm gonna keep those. This blush palette and this blush palette, like, the shades are not named the same, but like this one looks a lot like this one. Is that just me? I don't know. So I'm wondering if I need both of them. So like, this is different. This looks like Team Spirit and this looks like Lilas. And I have so many full-size Tarte blushes. Like, I don't even know why I have these. But I don't have any repeats, like not by name anyways. Like, I have some that look similar, but I don't have any repeats by name. Okay, let me think. Okay, I'm going to pass along this one because this one has like a lot of the basic shades in it. I also have the Tarte Tartiste Pro Glow. This also came in a subscription box. I want to point out, like, this and this are the only Tarte palettes that I've purchased for myself, okay? I love this one. I'm keeping this one. It's so pretty. The shades are so gorgeous. And then I also have the Tartiste Pro Glow To Go. Okay, which I know sounds stupid, but I'm obsessed with this. And like, the shades are different, so I'm gonna keep both of them because I love them. Now we're moving on to Too Faced palettes. The Too Faced Cocoa Contour. I got this for my birthday last year. I do like it. It's really nice, obviously. I've gotten a lot of really good use out of it. I don't know. I'm going to put this one to the side. We're going to come back when we're done talking about Too Faced. I also have the Too Faced, the Little Black Book of Bronzers. This was so popular when it came out. It's so old now, and I can't part with it. Like, and I have a lot of these in the full size, and I just can't. Like, even if I still do use this actually, like, and I've hit pan in a couple of the shades, but it's collector for me. Like, this was like one of my very first big girl purchases, and I'm gonna keep this. And then I've got, these are from the little holiday collection. This is a 4 blush palette. I actually just used this. It's okay, it's not super great. And then this is a bronzer and a highlight, which this is the Chocolate Soleil bronzer. I absolutely love this. I have this though in several different forms. And the Angel Wings highlight, which is very pretty. It is very pretty, but it's very powdery too. And I normally don't buy the Too Faced holiday collections because I know that they're not as they're not as good as the regular Too Faced formula. And I don't know why I purchased this one. I think it was like on clearance and I had a coupon and some Ulta points and it was just the perfect storm, and I kind of just gave in. And I really regret that decision because I passed on the eyeshadow palette. I'm gonna pass along these two, and that was just really stupid. So I need to stick with my guns. Don't get Too Faced holiday collections. I have the Too Faced Love Flush. This is the 16-hour blush wardrobe. I'm keeping this one. I've been using the How Deep Is Your Love shade quite a bit because it's in a project pan, but oh my god, like, I've fallen in love with this formula by using it, and I love this. I don't love the packaging, but I love the palette, so I'm keeping that one. And then I've got the Too Faced Natural Face Palette. So this is like, I know that there was like a natural face palette, but it's very similar to this. My god, look at my pants. I'm so proud of myself. I like this one a little bit more because it's got a blush in it, which I think is nice. I think I'm going to keep both of these because I do like them both and I do use them both. So I think I'm going to keep both of those. This is the Too Faced, the Pineapple Paradise Strobing Bronzer. This is only in this drawer because it's a bronzer and a highlight, and so I don't want to put it in like my bronzer drawer or my highlight drawer because it would get mixed up. I don't know. I like this though. I'm keeping it. I love this whole collection. The Too Faced Sweet Peach Glow Palette. One was in my top 10, so I'm keeping this one. I love this one. And then this is the Too Faced Hyper Reflective Highlighting Palette, the little ice cream scoop one. Here's the thing. So I love this shade. This shade is beautiful. This shade is a bit too golden for me, but I actually do really like it. And I think it's because it's so reflective and so shiny. So I'm going to keep this one for now too. Too Faced, I don't know. Oh my god, you guys. I have one more little stack to go through. I have the Urban Decay Sin Afterglow palette. It's a highlight and blush palette. I'm gonna keep it because I love this shit, like, genuinely. I have a couple of Wander Beauties. This is the Trip for Two Blush and Bronzer Duo. Oops. This one I just got. I got it in a subscription box. I have a little sample of this bronzer that I also got in a subscription box, and I really like it, so I'm gonna keep this one for now. This is the Wander Beauty Wanderesque Dusk Till Dawn. This one, I actually really like, but I don't like the layout. I don't know. And for whatever reason, because this is the same layout that's in like those Tarte palettes, and I don't know if it's because they're closer together, so it's not as annoying. I don't know. Like, I genuinely don't know why one bugs me and one doesn't. I really do like this. I'm gonna keep this palette. Oh, and then this one I just got from a subscription box. I think it was from the BoxyCharm. This is the Zoeva Premier. I have not obviously played around with this a whole lot, but it looks beautiful. I have played around with it a little bit and I like it so far, so I'm gonna hang on to this one. So we didn't do as good as the eyeshadow palettes, but let me count really quick how many face palettes I'm decluttering. I'm getting rid of 24 palettes out of, what, 82? What percentage is that? 24 out of 82. Is about 29%. With the eyeshadow palettes, I ended up getting rid of, like, I think just over 30%. So we're kind of on par there. And I'm actually really proud of that. I am still keeping a lot, I know that, but I really like the ones that I'm keeping, or the ones that, like, I really want to try. So I'm really proud of the progress that I've made with this today. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and make sure you hit that subscribe button if you'd like to see more of me and more of my collection and my low buy, whatever this is that I'm doing. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. I will catch you next time, and have a good one. Bye!